Today's video is rather specific. It's for the childless gentleman. Dealing with other people's children, no matter how frequently or for how long, is something all gentlemen must at some time do. It might be in public, someone else's house, or maybe even your own home. I remember an instance about a year ago in which a friend of my wife simply dropped off a child at our house without even asking if it was all right. Now, keeping choking hazards away from toddlers or stopping a child from jumping off of a roof is the expected duty of any responsible adult. But what if you're tasked with babysitting? Well, here are a few things a gentleman should consider when tending someone else's children. Let's just hope it only happens when you've agreed to do it, no matter how reluctantly. The first thing to remember when looking after someone else's children is, this will end. No matter how aggravating or tense the situation is, it's only temporary. The second thing to consider is, bribery is legal. I'm not kidding about this one. Even normally well-behaved children can up and decide to become unruly or difficult. So if cash or cookies will get you some peace and quiet, why shouldn't you resort to bribery? The third thing to consider when tending someone else's children is, extortion is legal. Since you're taller and bigger than the child, toys and privileges can be withheld. My mom said I could means absolutely nothing since you're the adult in charge, and it means less than nothing if you're in your own home. Asking, why don't we call your folks and see who they'll agree with, you or me, works well when dealing with stubborn kids. I find calling a kid out on their BS the same way you would an adult makes them respect you, even if it's just a little bit. The fourth tip to consider is, you're the adult in charge. Tell a kid, this is what we're doing, and ignore questions which are just attempts to get out of it. My experience is it's rather effective. You don't even acknowledge they've asked a question. It's the gentleman's way of telling a child, because I'm the adult and I said so. But being the adult in charge goes both ways. It's entirely up to you if they have to come in from the pool at 7 o'clock when mom and dad said so, or at 8 when they're exhausted from swimming an extra hour and they're falling asleep standing up and will most certainly be out of your hair for the rest of the night. Some people expect you to make their kids follow their rules, even if watching them in your home. I don't understand this. These are extraordinary circumstances for both you and the child or children, so let's cut everybody a little slack, huh? Tip number 5 is, keep them from danger. Weapons, lighters, toxic chemicals, drugs not prescribed to them, dope, cigarettes, alcohol, pornography, and anything to which they're allergic should be kept out of their hands. Don't let them play in traffic or pick up rattlesnakes. That's ultimately what the parents want from you. Just as importantly, you made a gentleman's agreement, and it's mandatory that you keep your word as a gentleman. The final tip, and I'd say probably the most important, is have fun. Honestly, why not have fun? When was the last time you were in a water gun or paintball fight, or had corn dogs and frozen cokes for breakfast? Taking them to a pool or water park and handing them plenty of cash for the concession stand or arcade makes you the coolest uncle ever. And it might catch the attention of that hottie you've been noticing all afternoon. I know the beginning of this video may have sounded like I'm not fond of children. Nothing could be further from the truth. I love spoiling my grandkids, and off the top of my head I can name about 24 kids who've called me uncle over the years. Sometimes I like the kids more than the parents. But kids are a responsibility, even if it's just for an hour. So if you don't feel willing or able to take on that responsibility, be clear in your refusal, and more importantly, don't allow the parents to make you feel bad. What kind of a parent, other than one in the most extreme circumstances, forces their child upon someone who says in no uncertain terms they don't want them? But if you do agree to it, babysitting can be a lot of fun. Anything kids want to do that won't result in injury or destruction of property is likely fair game. Cheers.